Hi, and welcome back to Beans and Bezels. Before we get into this, I think this exact model has been discontinued and replaced now. So this review may not be very helpful to those looking for a brand new Moonphase watch. Frederique Constant does have an upgraded version of this watch with a weak indicator and a few design changes. But for now, let's take a look at the Frederique Constant Classic Moonphase, a quartz powered dress watch that has a beautiful moonphase complication. This watch retailed at around $1,200. Please don't pay that amount though, but was available between $400 and $500 from the usual places like Walmart and Joma Shop. A lot of folks think moonphase complications in watches are ridiculous and redundant. While they're not wrong, if you stretch that logic a bit further, the idea of a watch itself is pretty ridiculous and redundant given our modern lifestyle. But the ridiculous and redundant are what make this hobby fun, and I personally love the idea of a moonphase complication. But I've never bought an automatic moonphase because I don't wear any one watch for too long, and I'd hate to have to reset the moonphase each time I restart my watch. So a quartz moonphase seems like a pretty convenient alternative, and one that leverages the benefits of a quartz movement in general. Let's check it out. I measured the case to be 39.5 millimeters in diameter, 45.5 millimeters from lug to lug, and 8.75 millimeters in height. The entire case is polished and has a mostly curved surface and edges. The sleek mid-case extends out into a pair of slightly tapered and curved lugs. The lug width is 20 millimeters. On both sides of the case, you have pusher buttons that are used to set the moonphase complication. There is a small polished fixed bezel section that seats a sapphire crystal. The AR coating on this watch is incredible, and it feels like there's no crystal at all. You have a 5mm signed push-pull crown at the 3 o'clock position that is easy to grip and operate, and has no crown or stem wobble. The crown action feels good and feels like quality. Flipping it over, you have a screw-down case back that is also polished and engraved with some watch details and branding. This watch is rated for up to 50 meters of water resistance. I love the classic styling of the dial with its silvery white base layer and its mostly black and white color palette, with just a touch of color on the moonphase disc. There is an outer minute track that has bold black ticks for each increment of 5 and slim black ticks for the rest, with very good printing quality. You have Roman numerals for the hour indices that are radially aligned and printed very neatly. The numerals are large, but this makes it very easy to read. The brand's logo is printed under the 12 o'clock marker and Swiss made right next to the 6 o'clock hour marker. You then have a day indicator register at the 9 o'clock position with finely pressed concentric rings within the register. The quality of finishing is very impressive for the price that you're paying. There is a date register at the 3 o'clock position with Arabic day markers for all the odd dates. The only accent of color here is the moonphase indicator at the 6 o'clock position that has a crescent cutout to expose the moonphase wheel below it that is blue with gold printed elements. The quality of finishing and printing is excellent, as is the rest of this watch. The hour and minute hands are simple and painted black. They are very well finished and almost look like thermally or chemically blacked hands. Great stuff here. Overall, I love the dial design and layout. It is a bit busy, but I think they did a good job separating elements and keeping things clean. This watch uses an FC260 quartz movement. I haven't been able to find much information regarding this movement, but it is likely that at its core this is a Swiss Ronda or an ETA movement that was modified by Frederique Constant, as they do with most of their automatic watches as well. It should come as no surprise that this watch is excellent on the wrist. The 39.5mm diameter and 45.5mm lug-to-lug width are perfect for a modern dress watch and fit my 6¼ inch wrist well. The 8.5mm overall height and flat case back make it extremely comfortable and a pleasure to wear. I have absolutely no complaints about the wrist presence, and I think it is a perfect everyday work watch that will pair nicely with all kinds of attire. To wrap it up, if you like the idea of having a moonphase complication and you don't want to spend too much money or effort on an automatic watch, you can't go wrong with one of these. The build quality and finishing are great, and you're also getting some of the Frederique Constant pedigree, which doesn't hurt. However, as with most Frederique Constant watches, don't pay retail. Spend a few hours on the internet and find the best deal that you can, grey market or otherwise. I found this available for anywhere between $400 and $475, and I think this watch pulls its weight for that price range. I was personally very impressed with the cleanliness of the dial and the overall finishing. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to read my other reviews in the link below.